Good morning, everybody. I want to read to you a quick passage before I start. It's from Matthew chapter 1, 24 and 25, part of the Christmas story. When Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord had commanded him, and he took Mary home as his wife. But he had no union with her until she gave birth to a son, and he gave him the name Jesus. That beautiful, beautiful part of the story there. You know, the Advent season ended a few days ago on Christmas Eve, and then we had Christmas Day. And what I want to talk to you about today a little bit is how those two events intersect with each other. Because obviously Advent is a time of waiting, and then Christmas is the time of arrival. And so to see how they come together is important. A big part of the Christmas story is about obedience, which is what we just saw in that passage there. Joseph being obedient, doing what the angel said. So the question is, what does this story teach us about obedience and about what it can mean in our lives? So the first thing I want to talk about is the idea that Advent is a message of anticipation. It anticipates something coming, in this case, an arrival. In essence, Advent is a religious celebration of waiting. And it's weird to think that we have a whole season based simply on the idea of waiting. But learning how to deal with waiting in our lives is unfortunately, from our part, a significant aspect of our spiritual lives. It seems to surprise us and shock us that God doesn't jump at our every command, that he doesn't do things in the timing that we expect him to. Now, I don't know why it should surprise us. I don't know why it should shock us, because it's all through the scriptures. It's a huge part of the redemption story from Genesis to Revelation. It's all through the Bible. You look at it, 430 years in Egyptian slavery waiting for a deliverer to come. 70 years in Babylonian captivity for the prophecy to be fulfilled, for them to return to Jerusalem. 40 years in the desert before they got to go to the promised land. 2,000 years of waiting for the Messiah to come. And now another 2,000 years of waiting again for him to return. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Boy, we hate it. But you know what? It's a big part. Learning how to deal with waiting is so important. Zechariah and Elizabeth waited until their old age for a child to come who would be John the Baptist. After the point where they were even deemed to be of an age to have children, they were given the answer to their prayers. Simeon was told that he would see the Messiah, but he waited until he was very near his deathbed before he actually saw Jesus and held him in his hands. Mary had been told all her life that there was a Messiah, but she knew centuries had passed and he hadn't come. But she continued to wait and have a fervent desire to see the Messiah, and was obedient when she was told she could be a part of it. We wait too, right? But our waiting period is like that long. Like we've got about that much patience with God. You know, we want God to answer our prayers yesterday. We want him to resolve the issues in our lives. Why is this going on? Oh my gosh, this has been years now. I've been waiting for this to be resolved. We ask him to explain things that we don't understand. Why don't I know why you did this, why you let this happen in my life, or why that happened in my life? And, we may not give up our faith. We may not become angry about it, but we become impatient. We become like petulant little children, stomping our feet and saying, why don't you do this? Why don't you come? Why don't you tell me what's going on? And sometimes in the midst of all that, again, maybe we don't get angry, maybe we don't give up our faith, so to speak, but in one sense we do, because we take things into our own hands. We say, I'm tired of waiting for God to do it, so I'm just going to do it myself. We say, I'm not going to wait anymore for God to solve this problem. I'm going to solve it according to my own devices. I'm going to use my own ways of solving it. And in essence, we do solve the problem, but not in a way that necessarily glorifies him. So learning how to wait despite long delays is a significant part of our Christian lives. Learning how to remain faithful, even as it seems the ship is going down and nobody's going to come and save us. Even to go down with the ship, being faithful rather than giving up. This is a huge lesson of Advent and Christmas. But there's more to it than that, because we wait, and then the arrival is unexpected. Right? Sometimes we wait for the answer from God, and then when we do get the answer, it's not what we expected. It maybe isn't even what we wanted. It's maybe not even something we like. And so we say, well, I waited all this time, and this is your answer? This is what you're going to do? This is the way you're going to solve the problem? Or maybe we finally wrap our minds around it and we understand that his answer is actually better than anything we might have thought of in the first place. You know, after waiting all that time for the Messiah, nobody expected him to come as a baby lying in a feeding trough where the cattle would have their meals. No one would expect his mother to be shamed by being found pregnant and out of wedlock. No one would expect that his father would have to marry an unwed mother and have the shame of raising a child that was thought to be illegitimate. And no one would think that he himself, the Messiah himself, would be considered an illegitimate, unclean child, would have to live with that stigma all his life. But they waited all their lives for this deliverance. And when it came, it wasn't what they wanted. It wasn't even tasteful for them. It wasn't even something they could accept. It contradicted much of what they had learned. It contradicted much of what they thought was righteousness. Many were not able to deal with these differences. At the birth, and even later on in his life, people walked away from him because he didn't meet their expectations of what the Messiah should be. But others obeyed. Others understood the true will of God and saw the glory of God. Folks, Christmas reminds us of the courage it takes to be obedient to God's ways, even when we don't understand them, even when we don't know what's going on, even when we've waited and it comes and we're like, I don't get it. We look at things through the lens of our own timing and our own expectation of when and how God should act. Advent reminds us that God acts in his own time, and that his time is measured in millenniums rather than days, and aeons rather than years. The way he chooses to act, I guarantee you, it will always shock us. It will always shock us. Don't wait for him to meet your expectations. Discover what he expects from you and live each day in obedience to his will. Does God keep his promises? You can be sure that he does. And if we understand the fullness of the Advent message, it will help us cultivate the courage to be faithful and obedient as we live in anticipation of the fulfillment of those promises and experience the arrival of his works in ways that we could never hope to understand. So folks, as we get past Christmas and think about a new year coming, I'd like us to dwell on our experience of Christmas. And may our understanding of this story of incarnation help us to see maybe where we need to be more obedient, where we need to learn how to wait a little better, and where we need to experience the understanding that he is going to come at his time and in his way. And if we will only trust that and wait on him, then we will experience his power more fully in our lives. God bless you. I hope you had a beautiful Christmas and looking forward to a wonderful new year.